Today I wanted to show you what curriculum I use to homeschool my kindergartner. I like dimensions math, but so far it's a little slow for me and a little young almost. We have Simply Good and Beautiful Math, and they do have a TK one too. Some days we do 1 or 2 lessons a day, but today we are doing science. We don't do science every day, but we do science on days when she doesn't have school. There we go, and we'll just keep going until we've used all of the pictures. Hello everyone, it's Karen with Hey Mamas, and today I wanted to show you what curriculum I use to homeschool my kindergartner. And we are getting ready to start our homeschool day, and the TV is on. It's going to be going off soon because Angie is still up, but we're gonna getting her down for a nap soon. I prefer to start homeschooling when she's down for a nap just because it's a little easier. But we're just getting everything set up right now, and I thought I'd start explaining a few things. Layla is doing kindergarten level work right now. And we actually do a hybrid homeschooling. She does 2 days a week at a school where she's interacting with other kids, she's getting a little playtime, gym time, lunch, and she's doing some of the basics like math and English. And then the other days of the week, I am doing the math and the English, but also social studies and science. And then there's also just so many groups and organizations too where I could take her to do other classes where we could use our charter funds. If you're really curious about doing that, let me know and I can leave some comments on places to go and resources to look into. It's just amazing how much is out there. I think after COVID especially, the homeschooling life just really like boomed and flourished, and there's so many opportunities. Bye, Angie. She's sad because she didn't get her Tootsie Roll. Sometimes, if you know the decision isn't that big of a decision, I let Layla make it just to give her some autonomy and independence in her homeschooling. Do you want to start with math or English today?
This.
That's math. All right, we're gonna start with math. I actually use 2 different curriculums for math. We use Dimensions Math. Her school that she goes to uses that. I like Dimensions Math, but so far it's a little slow for me and a little young almost. I hate to say that because maybe it's gonna get better and maybe it's gonna get a little more challenging, but right now I think it's too easy. But let's start with that because we do have to do some schoolwork for her other school that she goes to. Here's the workbook it comes with. We are on chapter 4. And we are learning about shapes. Now, notice that they give you a real life example of something in that shape. I want you to circle the closest shape to this one, this pot right here. Which one is the closest? Good! And now Layla, cross out the one that does not belong. What do you think? Good job. And we're already done. We could do quite a few lessons in one day, but since this is the one that goes with her school, we like to keep on pace. So that's why I chose another math curriculum that I absolutely love. Now it is like a Christian-based one, but it's not heavily Christian-based. Every now and then they have something written in there, so you can make it as much or as less Christian-based as you want. But I genuinely just like the curriculum. I think it's challenging enough for her, but it also explains things really well. And it's called The Good and the Beautiful, and we have their math and their language arts. And I have it open to the one we're on, but so we have Simply Good and Beautiful Math, and they do have a TK one too. And it pretty much is aligned with all of the standards. Oh, Angie got a hold of this. You can see this here, all the subjects they cover. And each lesson is pretty short. And it kind of tells you exactly, read to the child, and you read the thing in black, everything in blue is like what you kind of read to yourself as directions. Okay, so we are on lesson 46, and we're doing addition practice. Can you count from 80 to 90? So start at 80, and then what comes after 80?
80.
Then 80.
81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90.
90, good! Say it with confidence, girl. But now we did learn tally marks. Can you show right up here, Layla, 7 as tallies? See if you remember, we just went over this.
Yeah.
Yes, good job. You have your 5, and then you close the gate, as you call it, and then 1, 2, good. Now, can you write up here, 13, 14, 15. You can buy a math box that comes with like a bunch of things you can use, but we didn't buy that, did we? I noticed that it's helpful to buy it, but we just use things we have around the house. We save some money by not buying the additional math box, and we've been doing just fine without it. So Layla's been dying to do this part. So it's color by number. What number is that, Layla?
15.
Instead of just giving you the number to color, they make it an addition. So what's 15, Layla? Plus one more.
16.
16, so 15 plus one more is 16. So what up here, where's 16? Which can you point to 16? So what color are we gonna color
Blue.
now? Blue! So go ahead, let's work on this together, okay? And while she is working on the coloring, I'll talk to you kind of about some of our homeschooling space. Good job. As you can see, we're doing our homeschooling at the table. We have absolutely no spare room in this house. So don't let not having enough room in your house be a reason not to homeschool or not to try it, because you don't need all that space. And I keep all of our books and all of our supplies just in here, and we make it work. You know, it's just, if it's something you're passionate about and you really want to do, you find a way to make it happen. So usually each lesson is 2 pages, but these are only 1 page each. So we might just go ahead and do an extra lesson here. This one's all in spatial activity. So I like how they incorporate other things besides just like adding and subtracting. Now for English, again, we kind of use 2 curriculums. With her school, they use Logic of English. At first, I did not like it. And so I was using The Good and the Beautiful, their language arts. But now that we've gotten into it, I really like it. One thing that they do is they teach the kids every single sound every single letter makes. Can you tell everybody what sounds A makes?
A-A-R.
What sound does O make?
A-O-U.
Ah-oh-oo. Now, what sound does I make?
I-I-E-Ya.
I-E-Ya. It's so crazy. I'm learning a lot too by using Logic of English, because I thought I was just it and I didn't realize I can make up to 4 different sounds in the English language. It makes you realize how hard the English language is. We're gonna start with this one, and then if we have time, we do a lesson from The Good and the Beautiful. The Good and the Beautiful, you can download their free version, and you can download it all. But if you wanna get it all like nice and bound and everything, just like the math one, you do have to pay for it, but you can download the free version too, which is really convenient. So we are on lesson 32. We do our phonemic awareness. Right now, today we're going to be working on sounds at the beginning of words. Oh, it looks like you already got started. Yeah, so she has her worksheet. All the words that begin with a B.
Yes.
And now with an R. Okay, so she's getting a head start on that. And then we learn a new phonogram. We're learning about H today. And then they always do a handwriting practice. Now, their handwriting is kind of interesting. They teach you like strokes. Like for the H, it's straight, bump, straight. And then they also have like games you can play, like different ideas for games. And if we have time, we always do those. And then now that we've gotten a little bit further, they've started doing spelling words. So we'll do some of these are her spelling words. So we'll do those today too. And I'm very impressed with how quickly and how well she's gotten at blending words together by doing this. I definitely suggest if you're trying it, don't get overwhelmed at first. There's some interesting parts in it, but I've really grown to like it a lot. Okay, Layla's already moving on to handwriting practice. And they give you 4 different lines, and the kid can choose which line they're more comfortable practicing their writing on.
Even at school they can.
Good, and they talk about how like this is the top line, this is the midline, this is the base, and how you draw from the top to the base, and then the hump goes from the midline to the base. And as I said, there is a game we can play, but it's always crucial we get done with everything during Angie's nap. So a lot of times I just like to get through the academic stuff. And then if we have time left over, that's when we do the games. We are going to do our spelling list. So I got this whiteboard at the dollar store. And I'm gonna give this to Layla, and she's going to practice. I'm just going to say a word to her, and she has to sound it out and figure out how to spell it. So this kind of lets me see how well she's segmenting the word and how well her handwriting is too. Now that we finished that, there is a reader. So I'm looking at her workbook right now, and if you go to the back, you can make little books out of them. And it's really cute because it's just like it's kind of like a Bob book. It's like 3 words. And then there's a bunch of pictures and you have to match the pictures to the word. So we'll do this later too. I'll show us doing this, but I am giving Layla, I like to give her some breaks to get up and move around just like you would in school. So she's taking a quick little break while I get this reader ready. I just found it. And I'm also gonna show you guys, since we're not doing it today, what I use for social studies. And for social studies, if you'll notice, I kind of overbought curriculum because this is my first time doing it and I wasn't sure which I wanted to do. But I did get this off Amazon, 180 Days of Social Studies for Kindergartners. And I do like this, it hits a bunch of the standards. I just wish it was in color, it's all in black and white. And I do feel like it's a little young, it kind of leaves you wanting more. So I like to add some stuff to it and kind of relate it to our real life. Maybe I'll go to the library and get some books on what we're doing. Like if we're talking about community helpers or we're talking about like George Washington on presidents or holidays. But this is very easy and it's very easy to do with your kids. So if you were looking for something easy, I suggest this and very inexpensive. Now, if you want something that's a little bit more detail and is an actual like lesson that a teacher might do in school, then there's something called Studies Weekly. And they will send you the whole teacher's edition or the teacher resource, and I have it all in my binder right here. And it lists every standard that it's covering, and it's basically divides it up into days, into articles, and the kids get a little packet to go with it. So this is one that we just did. And it tells you exactly how to teach each part of it and what you can say in addition, what materials, it comes with worksheets, other things you can do with it. So this one is a lot more in depth and a little bit more work and prep time, but it does tell you exactly what to do. And Studies Weekly also has a total online curriculum too, so you can have the teacher resources and all these little worksheets and articles and news articles for the kids all online, which is nice too if you don't like to have paper copies. I'm a little old school, I like to have the paper copy, so that's why I requested they send them to me too. But if you don't want to have all this, you can keep it all online. Now, I also use Studies Weekly for science too. And it's the exact same format. You can do it all online, or they can send you everything and you can have it all written out like I do right here. I have all the worksheets or the little articles that they get, and they break it down on everything on the standard for me, so I know what standards if I'm hitting them all. Again, if you want something that's not so detailed and not so having to plan ahead that you just can pick up and just do right away, I like this Tinkergarten. This is a science kindergarten, and it doesn't hit every single standard, but it hits them pretty darn close. And it's in color, so I like this, like unlike the history one. And we're actually gonna be using this one today to hit a few standards and talk about plants. But it's really cute and it's colorful, it's bright, and I like that at the end of each section, they have like a little experiment you can do. So that makes it more sciencey to me. So we're actually gonna do a few sections today that all kind of relate. We're gonna do parts of a plant, plants and animals in their environment and how they affect it. So look at this, Leo, they labeled it for us. This part is called the flower, and look underneath it, it says it makes the seeds. Your job though, once we get your working pencil, is to draw the roots. Here you go, you can use that one and I'll sharpen your other one. Just finished talking about our seeds, and one thing that I want to do, I gotta go to the grocery store, is you can do that little science experiment. I know a lot of kindergartners do it, where you take a bean and like a lima bean, a dried one, and you put it in a Ziploc bag in a little damp cloth, washcloth, or not washcloth, paper towel. And you can watch it'll grow from there. And we're also talking about like the different parts of a seed, like the inside, the seed coating. And this is ways that, you know, homeschooling is so fun because there's different ways you can explore on what you've been learning and really get some hands-on fun experience. All right, so now that we have some extra time and Angie's still sleeping, we're gonna do her reader. We're going back to English. So see, she has to read what's down here.
Hat.
Good.
On.
Good.
Cat.
So hat on cat. Can you find the picture of a hat on a cat? There it is. And then you're gonna glue it there. Normally we have a glue stick, but I can't find any of them, so we're using regular glue. There we go, and we'll just keep going until we've used all of the pictures. There you have it. We got through math, science, and English today. We have a few more like little games I might play with English to practice some of her spelling or sight words, and I might do another vlog on that. Actually, before we go, I do want to show you this thing I ordered off Amazon that I absolutely love. It's a great way to practice 3-letter CVC words. So it comes with this. It comes in a nice little bag for you, and it has all these different pictures. Here's just a few of them. So this is bag, and then you find the one that has the vowel A in it, set it here, and then the kid has to g. Bag, yep, and you have to spell it, right? So that's really fun too. But I just wanted to share with you all the curriculum we use. And again, this is for kindergarten, but a lot of this curriculum you can use in older grades too. So I'm gonna put a link in the description below for the curriculum that I really love and that we use. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see another vlog kind of on some of the games we do to practice our spelling and our sight words and things like that, because I would love to share with you some of that too if you all are interested. Thanks again so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.